Hi, this is Nick Bayard with Lessons for Success and Happiness, and this is part 2 of The Joy of Orchids. And part 1 of The Joy of Orchids was really an introduction to why orchids are so cool and how to kind of get started. And I wanted to show an update from that video. I had a request to show this one in particular. This is the lady slipper Paphiopedilum orchid that hadn't opened up last time, and here it is in full bloom. Very cool. And last time I'd also shown a Phalaenopsis orchid, which is kind of the most common one, known as the moth orchid. And as you can see, it's been about 5 weeks since I made that video. Only a few of these flowers have fallen off, which is pretty cool. And so I've still got a really nice kind of centerpiece here, at least for another week or so. And then finally, the other orchid I showed in the last video was an Oncidium. And at that point, it had spikes that were coming up just about here. And they've really taken off. I'm going to try to hold it so you can see it. But see how tall that is? These red flowers are just about to pop out. So this is nice going into winter to get some winter blooms. And this video I wanted to focus on a quick skill set, which is repotting orchids. And it's pretty important to know how to do this if you want to get serious about orchids. And a couple months ago I picked up a Dendrobium orchid, which is this one's especially tall. It's a nice kind of corner of the office plant, and it had some really nice, beautiful purple flowers up here that unfortunately have all fallen off. But you can see it's kind of outgrowing this this tiny little container here, and there isn't much organic material left in here. So I'm going to take this video inside and repot this guy, and hopefully I can show you all how to do it. And this is the pot I'm going to put it in. It's got a plastic insert, and it's got no hole on the bottom. And the reason that's important is when you water these guys, you want to fill these up with water all the way, let it sit for a few minutes, lift this out and drain the whole thing, and then put it back in, because orchids love moisture, but they don't like to sit in water. That'll actually kill the roots. So why don't we head inside and we'll repot this Dendrobium. Da-da-da-da! Here's the final product, my Dendrobium in a new pot. And you'll notice I used 2 products when I was repotting it. I used black gold, which is primarily bark and perlite. And then I used sphagnum moss, and that's the kind of the fibrous light brown stuff. And I like putting in some sphagnum moss because that helps it stay moist. It means I don't have to water it quite as often. And there's one step I took between the time of the repotting and the time I came back outside, and as I actually clipped off the 2 spikes here, and I used heat-treated shears. I just ran a flame underneath these just to make sure that if any of my orchids are sick, that they're not passing on viruses to the others. So I clipped these right above the first node, and that helps to kind of let the plant know, okay, we're now in dormancy phase and we're getting ready to store up energy for the next bloom cycle. So here it is. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Take care.